Hey y'all, hey. So this morning I'm going to read from my journal entry, and then we're going to discuss about spiritual law, because I realized the other day in my video I made reference to spiritual law, and I felt a push to talk more about spiritual law. Spiritual law is universal principle that governs energetic, moral, and spiritual aspects of one's life. And spiritual law is basically the foundation of all religions. It was practiced in cultures before books were even written. Spiritual law was passed down through assemblies and gatherings and storytelling. This is how people came together. But I wrote something in my journal this morning that I wanted to share that cultivates this entire thing. I'm going to read it. Before there was religion, our people operated as one with nature. They were governed by their soul connections. They understood the concept of God within. This doesn't mean they were superior over anything. It meant they were interconnected and worked as a team in life. An ecosystem of wisdom and knowledge that thrive through communication of frequency and knowing. Over time, this system was lost as it downgraded from its original form to a watered down version, which is now adopted through religion. But what has stood strong is the foundation they all were derived from, which is spiritual law. So I wanted to talk more about the differences in spiritual law. Spiritual law consists of the law of divine oneness, the law of correspondence, the law of attraction, the law of inspired action, and the law of cause and effect, the law of compensation, the law of relativity, of polarity, the law of rhythm, law of gender. Each one of these laws coincide with different scriptures that's in the Bible, different scriptures that are in the Quran and other religious books. These laws were told through storytelling. Tribes would come together in assemblies and talk about the differences in the spiritual law. They would refer to each spiritual law during experiences of things that are going on with them throughout time. And the concept comes from being one with the spiritual aspect of God, that inner compass that you have, the spirit man that's within that tells you that you're doing right or wrong. Your body is what signals you to different aspects of your life and tells you whether or not you are operating in oneness of a thing or if you're operating outside of that thing. And a lot of times we are uncomfortable with talking about spirituality or things of this nature because it does not go along with what we've learned or what we've grown up to know about who God is and what spirituality is. People often are, especially Christians, are afraid to tap into their spiritual side of themselves, but they get little nudges and little aspects of things all the time. They feel that talking to your ancestors is demonic, but it's not. What you practice in Christianity, you are practicing talking to your ancestors. If you're talking to Jesus, Jesus is your ancestor. Some people call Jesus Yahshua. That's your ancestor. The stories that are in the Bible were created as concepts that you take with you, like lessons to be learned. It's a story, and that's how they taught spiritual law. They taught spiritual law through different stories and different aspects of how to bring your life into connection with those concept of Christ consciousness. Stories about Jesus, they're letting you know that these things are available to you. I was talking to someone the other day and I said something about being reincarnated, and she was like, "Oh, you believe in reincarnation?" And I was like, "Don't you? I mean, you believe in Jesus. You believe that Jesus, you know, died on the cross and rose 3 days later. He actually walked with the disciples. That's what it says in the Bible. He walked with the disciples after his death. He walked with them as a person in another form. They didn't know it was Jesus, but it was. So why don't you believe in reincarnation? Because we are a three-part man. We are mind, body, and soul. Once our body has disintegrated, our soul still lives. God has imparted himself within us. The Bible tells us that when God made the universe, he said to who? Who did he say to? He said to us, let us make man in our image. You are the image of God. You create and you operate as an image of God. Your soul is actually a breathing, living thing that's within you. And it operates based on how you are formed, based on what you give and what you receive energetically. And spiritual law actually dictates our world. It dictates who we are. Whether we are on the right or the left, we are one with God. So I just wanted to share that. There are 11 different spiritual laws that I will be bringing to this platform to discuss, and we will be comparing scriptures with those particular spiritual laws as well. Yeah, I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful Sunday. And remember, I love you, but God loves you most.